Today, I'm going to connect to create a link, a collaborative link between two different platforms in my channel, or you can say two different ecosystem in my channel. One is a complete money system, and the other is a cash flow acquisition ecosystem that brings crypto to mainstream. Kinesis, just like it says or portrays in Robert Kiyosaki's book, fake. The the collaboration of digital to physical precious metals, crypto, people's money, and fiat government money. So basically, you have God's money, precious metals, gold and silver, known as KAU or KAG for silver, AU for gold, AG for silver. Fiat is government money, basically mean by decree. It's not really backed by anything. It's backed by the promise of whatever government that actually, or central bank that issue the decreed currency based on faith alone. And then you have cryptocurrency, the people's money, the people's revolution, economic revolution, you could say, where people want sovereignty over um, their currency and freedom, financial freedom. So one focuses on the three asset facets of money, velocity, and uh, currency. The other focuses on primarily bringing the people's revolution to mainstream, crypto to mass marketing, mass adoption through physical brick and mortar stores. Actually, let me show you so I can, while we're talking about this, so I can actually show you physical brick and mortar stores. And so we bring for B2B in terms of like B2B, business to business model. Cashflow NFT bring multiple ecosystem together. Banking, government partnership, uh, banking services. The core banking consists of government regulation network, securities network, banking network, provider network, and a switch, which allow money to velocity of perhaps currency velocity to move to and from. And we have global partnership with companies that are already in existence who provide uh, products and services to their clients who can actually see the beauty of what we do and apply our services to benefit your own B2C, business to customer acquisition or customer retention or customer additional customer services to further improve their business. Okay. In addition to that, the Miracle Cash and more ecosystem also have Mastercard and Visa Direct, the ability to do business, to provide card services for members, blockchain partnership, and and crypto over the counter partnership for businesses. For that's for one business to another, one ecosystem to another, and the benefit of it. Okay, so in terms of like currently we live in a legacy system, meaning like central bank, the regular banking, you go to a bank, make a deposit, and do business, whether it's a small business or family member, go to the bank and make a deposit. The bank use your money, blah blah blah. We're not talking about that today. That's the old legacy system, and Kinesis allows you, for instance, to merge the three together: precious metals, fiat, and crypto. So today video. Uh, it would not be fair actually to tell you about two different massive completely different not related ecosystem bring them together simply because those two have nothing in common. But because you coming to my channel, both ecosystems have been thoroughly reviewed in multiple ways. So today I'm bringing you to the idea of why a member in the cash for NFT ecosystem would need, especially if you own an NFT, would need the Kinesis money system. And perhaps if you happen to be in Kinesis and you're enjoying all the beauties of Kinesis, perhaps you also might want to take a look at what Cashflow NFT offers from the crypto side. So that's basically the purpose of this video. Having said that, no part of this video by any mean references or you even implied that I'm giving financial advice. I'm simply, as if I was talking to a friend, giving you my opinion as to why I see the value in both opportunities. So if you put money on either system, knowing, of course, especially from the NFT side of it, you put money that you know you can afford to lose because the platform, the ecosystem, the NFT itself is still in its early beginning. So this is a very long drawn out. I'm not financial advice. I'm educating, and I get to do what I love. Both, I get to break two very complex ecosystems and find a common denominator why you can benefit for participating on either one of them. Anyways, that that's that. Actually, this video is made more for the people in a Miracle Cash and more ecosystem than it is uh, with Kinesis learning about Miracle Cash and more. So more about that later because I have to basically wear two different hats to talk about any one ecosystem in general. So where do we go from here? All right, so let's go to take a look at Kinesis. So if you happen to be a Cashflow NFT member, uh, first thing to do is to you want to integrate Kinesis into whatever you do. And for the people who do business with me, one way or the other, they will open a Kinesis account simply because I talk about it so much and I use it for basically everything. Uh, and I emphasize the reason why you want to use Kinesis money because it is a global platform that is not geographically centered, that wherever you go, your assets, whether it's, you know, precious metal assets through KAU, gold, KAG, silver, crypto, or fiat integration into the Kinesis money system. I'm not going to log into either one of them. This is just a way for you to know what's happening. So, anyways, in my channel, I have a video. When you go to my channel, you will see the homepage, and just click on my name, and then you will see this uh, 25-minute video that basically gives you an overview of Kinesis money. Except that the depositors yield has been replaced by the velocity yield. That's the only difference. The entire video is still um, legitimate, but except when you see the short 2 minute portion that talks about the depositors yield, there's no longer a depositors yield. It is been replaced by the kinesis velocity, and velocity means movement. Okay, so obviously, the first thing to do after you register your Kinesis account, you go to the verification. You verify your account because without verification, you can't really do much. So let's say, without verification, you can't do much basically. And then after you log in, do your security settings, and first thing to do is to verify your account. And this basically tells you what you can't do. Everything you can do in Kinesis account without verification is basically you can log in, see what's going on. Uh, but if you have not yet KYC verified, You can't make any deposit. You can't basically transact in any way in the Kinesis ecosystem other than log in, explore the website to see what's in it. So you can pause this part and read what's in and out, and then we can just click through it. Okay, so the moment that you then pass the verification, it would say account verified. Once the account is verified, shows your name, email address, um, and then you click on here, or you click on your name to go to set up your profile name, and also on the profile, you can click on here, you can click on that to basically get access to this menu where you can put in your bank detail, if you're redeeming anything, if you're minting API for business B2B, uh, API documents that you need for B2B settings, securities, and the fee system. Uh, for the sake of time, we may not go through all of that. And and then the next thing you do after you set up your profile, you then do your bank details. You put in your bank account information, bank name, uh, um, again, uh, SWIFT code, routing number for your bank, and blah blah blah, bank address, and then that all goes under the um, it all goes under the profile settings, where you can do all that, most of those stuff. All right, so now that your account is verified, you're in the back office, you can see what's going on. You can basically go to the exchange. Right now, I have listed the exchange where you can see velocity in motion, where people do selling and buying, and then you can see the chart. And depending on where you are, it shows you exactly the activities going on your account. But to not make this video too long, we're not going to go through all that as well. And Kinesis basically this tells you exactly what you need. Uh, Kinesis money, we have very tight uh, spread in the Kinesis money system, and since Kinesis is also backed by gold and silver, it tells you why you need gold and silver, simply because as you a NFT holder will have distribution coming in for the NFT on a quarterly basis. So when you have the distribution can be leveraged by gold and silver in the Kinesis money system, all very, very, very good thing for you to consider. In the exchange, you can see the multiple pairs. This is KAU, gold to USD, silver to USD, Bitcoin to USD, Ethereum, blah, blah, blah. And it tells you the order book in the Kinesis platform and the chart for you to see what's going on. Again, this is a very fast overview in the Kinesis Money system, and you can see that you can also download the either Android or Apple app on your phone. The Kinesis also, depending on where you are now, the region you're in, you can see the virtual to physical card that is rolling out again in different region to use to basically create velocity within the Kinesis ecosystem with the virtual or debit card, currently not available everywhere. Okay, again, the app is very comprehensive. You download it and you set up your account where you can log into Kinesis via your phone, and depending on which phone you have, that depends on the app that you use for uh, to access Kinesis. Now, Kinesis is a very vast ecosystem. Your digital, physical gold and silver is 100% allocated, meaning that one to one owned by you. Company is fully audited, and your gold and silver is fully redeemable. First acquired in digital form, but can be redeemed in physical form. And now Kinesis also has the physical bullion store where if you want to buy it straightforward as a physical bullion, either gold and silver, you can do so once you log in and take time to understand the ecosystem. Okay. In addition to that, privacy and also security and keeping yourself safe in the Kinesis system. And when it comes, especially when it comes to crypto, you can also use a portable device called a Cool Wallet S. There is a single version of it, and there's the duo. The single is the card. The duo is where you combine the card and your phone as well to do that. And basically, in the Kinesis system, you can also learn more about that. And various ERC20 coins and tokens can be safeguarded in the Cool Wallet S. It's similar to Trezor, except that it's been partnered. Kinesis made a partnership with the Cool Wallet S company to integrate their services for the Kinesis community, so that way your assets are protected and offline. Here it basically shows you all the coins and tokens that are currently. This was a past picture. This could be updated by now to tell you, since there's been many additional coins or token. But at the time of this screenshot, this was what was available at the time. So you can have both ERC20 coin and token into the Cool Wallet S to basically take your assets offline from the Kinesis exchange. Okay. The Cool Wallet S, again, there are two versions. There is a physical card only, and there's a card and the phone where you can basically uh, connect the two of them together. I honestly, whichever you use, it's up to you. It you determine exactly which one is best for you. Do you want a duo or do you want a single? Either one of them work. It's just a matter of preference. Okay, and then information is all about that, and actually in the Kinesis back office for you to take time to find out more about it. Okay, the multifaceted yield-based incentive system in Kinesis cannot be understated because there are five of them. What basically telling you what Kinesis ecosystem is all about, why you need it, and why it's important, especially if you have a certain number of NFTs. Once the NFTs start paying out, you're going to need a robust, eco-friendly ecosystem, global, and not necessarily limited to your geography, that you're going to take part of to basically leverage in your Kinesis rewards coming to you on a quarterly basis if you happen to be an NFT holder, or if you happen to participate uh, in the star program where you have the monthly rewards coming in on the star program, because once you earn those rewards, they basically had no velocity attached to them. Then you determine what you do with them, and understanding and perhaps finding out about Kinesis, you can participate in Kinesis multiple yield fee sharing platform for you and your team by understanding, well, Kinesis minting, Kinesis the velocity. Again, this was an older screenshot. The velocity in the Kinesis holding, and the in the one tier, uh, the one tier, recruiters yield or referrals yield in the Kinesis system, and the fee distribution is very comprehensive. Basically, in minting you get 5%, velocity is 5%, holders 15%, recruiter or uh, referring is 7.5%. The Kinesis velocity token is 20%, and of course you need to be in the US as a accredited investor to participate in the velocity yield and token. And it's just a matter of participating and understanding the Kinesis yield program. So once you have that going for you. You need to know exactly. Okay, so you have an NFT distribution happening in X time, and so once the distribution is been basically deposited or received, then what can you do with that distribution by plugging it into an ecosystem that pays you in some ways, five different ways. Uh, and if you happen to be in the US, four different ways, because you need to be an accredited investor to participate in uh, the KVT. So mentors yield, you create digital gold and silver, and then receive a 5% yield on a monthly basis in either gold or silver, uh, for basically bring into existence digital gold and silver. Holders yield, if you met the requirement, once you have the requirement, minimum 100 grams of gold, 200 ounces of silver, um, then you can mint. If anything is not liquidated through velocity, then it automatically activates a holders yield of 15%. Again, this is a overall overview of the Kinesis money system, how it benefits our existing cash flow NFT miracle cash and more community, for you to take time to understand. And this is not just going to be just one video, but you might want to review this video because it gives you a view from the top. After you understand everything, this is the benefit, and this is my perspective today, helping you understand the Kinesis money system, having achieved, having been on a mountaintop looking down to see how you can allocate and basically position yourself. Okay, the velocity yield no longer deposited. Velocity yield simply means velocity is movement, meaning that I go to your shop and buy something, and I create velocity. There's movement. There's exchange of physical goods and services to fiat, crypto, or precious metal in form of payment, and therefore the velocity is in the velocity yield is also paid out on a monthly basis for creating uh, a mobile and exchanging an economy in motion, basically. And of course, the Kinesis Velocity token for people who participate in that. And in terms of referring, you can refer people on each one tier, and anything that happens, whether they met, hold, create velocity, and referring, and so 7.5% of all fee generated from their velocity comes back to you on a monthly basis for as long as that user remains active in the Kinesis platform. Okay, so um, obviously, who benefits? Businesses, individual, cryptocurrency, exchanges, miners, and all that, bankers, basically anyone who participates in the Kinesis ecosystem benefit from minting, velocity, holding, and recruiting, because network marketers benefit, merchant, influencers. Obviously, if you promote something, you benefit from minting, depositing, not depositing, but velocity, holding, and recruiting. So this is the Kinesis ecosystem, and as we go through it, so again, minting yield, you can find out more about that, and we're gonna briefly go through these videos and not going through this example because this would make the video too long. This is something that could be broken down in to make one specific video for each minting category. Um, but if you watch my video, my 25 minutes video, it gives you a broad overview, and then you can understand the breakdown later. So obviously, individual benefits, uh, um, businesses benefits, and organizations benefit from, again, minting, velocity, holding, recruiting, in the Kinesis money system. So regardless of where you stand, obviously minting is very good because it is the first entry point That and then of course, if you have the minimum requirement of 100 gold, 100 gram of gold, 200 ounces of silver, you can start minting. And basically, this tells you what minting is, so you can understand what minting is all about. Once you understand what minting is, then you'll see why it is the foundation for taking in your um, NFT quarterly star system monthly rewards and leverage them into a safe, reliable, audited ecosystem once you have the minimum. Okay, so again, you can find out more about this. And the purpose of this video is to give you a broad overview. Part of this video is for you to pause the audio, read this, so that way you can understand what I'm trying to do. The goal is to not, download into your mind uh, the Kinesis system all in one. This is just a broad overview for you to understand how and how you can position yourself to take advantage of the Kinesis ecosystem. And of course, first you have to have a broad overview. Then you can dissect the overview according to your individual needs, where you may want to mint, which automatically activate holding if you're not creating velocity, and obviously referring if you care about the people you bring in into your team. You're going to also want them to participate in an ecosystem where they are protected uh, through a money ecosystem to protect people long term. Again, without giving financial advice. Okay. Okay. So here is an example of the minting cycles. Again, you need a minimum of 100 grams of gold, 200 ounces of silver, or you can basically, once you have the minimum, then you can participate, and you can basically create velocity in the minting part of Kinesis alone by basically recycling your minting one over again. So you mint once 100 grams of gold to however you want to do, and then you go to the exchange, uh, liquidate it, and go back and mint that again. And of course, the more you recycle, the more benefits that you receive in the minting, because you are creating velocity in motion through Kinesis. Again, not a complete overview, but just an idea. And if you mint but don't liquidate, meaning there's no velocity, whatever you uh, mint and not either send, trade, or sell in the exchange, meaning that if I have an account, you have an account, and I mint either gold or silver, 100 gram of gold, 200 ounces minimum of silver, I can send back and forth to you, and the process of sending back and forth to you creates velocity and therefore fee, uh, which will pay out in the velocity yield. And if I use only 80% of my minting pile or minting accumulation, then the amount left is automatically held to pay the holding yield. And since I refer you or you refer me, uh, because there is velocity, fees are collected and therefore fees are paid through the velocity yield, the holder's yield, the mentor's yield, and the referrer's yield. Okay? And holder's yield is very simple, meaning that uh, either the holding has no velocity and therefore, say, especially if you have like a large amount of assets in the hold, and you get rewarded, compensated with Kinesis for basically holding your asset. It's not necessarily encouraged because money does not move. Like for instance, people have gold sitting in a vault paying for a storage fee somewhere. Um, they don't, they are most likely paying, but they're not receiving a yield for saving the bullion and wherever they're paying for storage fees and insurance. With Kinesis, you can bring your bullion into Kinesis and hold, and actually you can bring your bullion mint and therefore activate the holders yield uh, in the Kinesis commercial exchange. Okay, so again, holders yield. You can learn all that in the Kinesis blueprint. Again, the goal is not to go over it completely. This is just an overview. Um, if you cannot read this exactly on the page, you can actually get the overview of from the Kinesis blueprint. It's a 50 plus page blueprint where you get to hear, learn, read, learn about the Kinesis team, the Kinesis ecosystem, what they plan to do, what they're all about, and how individual business corporations are using institutions are using Kinesis to leverage your ecosystem. And the velocity yield is basically you get rewarded for creating velocity. Velocity simply means movement happening from one person to another. I go to, Sam goes to Sam's Club and buys something, and that's velocity. The process of purchasing something and fees are collected and generated, that's velocity in motion. And if you happen to be part of our ecosystem, there is a velocity yield paid to the referrer for for the movement of currency and money. And since there's no depositors yield, that has been replaced with a velocity yield. So we're not going to talk about that. And the referrer's yield simply means that I share Kinesis with you, and anything you do in terms of minting, holding, velocity, and whatever sales and trade that you do, 7.5% of whatever of all your transaction fees are shared with me for the person who refer you to Kinesis as a one time as a all the time but one tier, meaning that if I share with you anything you do, you create velocity, 7.5% of the fees come to me. And in your case, if you share with people front line to you first and only one tier, I'm not going to benefit from it. That's basically what it means, one tier for the referrals yield. Okay. And the Kinesis Velocity token is basically the platform token. You provide liquidity to Kinesis and allow them to grow and develop and expand. And in exchange, not only you get to earn the growth of the Velocity token, at the same time, it is the highest paid yield in the Kinesis ecosystem uh, at minimum 20%, depending, of course, in your participation in the pool, and especially with 200,000 max supply of the KVT token. If you're in the US, you need to be an accredited investor to participate, and anywhere else you can participate. Anyways, so you can bring your bullion in Kinesis. Here gives you uh, an example of other companies and how they differ from Kinesis. Kinesis has no zero fee for storing your precious metal in Kinesis. The transaction fees are 0.22%. Uh, Minimum purchase, no. Uh, and you earn a yield, and you can actually liquidate by creating velocity in the Visa, either physical or virtual card. The other companies, you pay storage fees. They charge you, you get to see what the fee is, and some has minimum, some has no minimum, and but you don't have the yield, but you also don't have a way to liquidate your assets easily in their platform. And yeah, that's basically you choose Kinesis because it's a company that's audited And not only are they audited, but they provide a safe and transparent ecosystem for you to bring in your team and leverage the ecosystem uh, to basically get another advantage in the ecosystem from your cash flow NFT distribution of rewards quarterly for the star program monthly. Anyway, so they have multiple vault system in multiple places wherever you are. If you own the digital, physical, gold, and silver, it could be redeemable whatever wherever is close to you once you process a request for redemption. And now Kinesis also has a, physical bullion that you can acquire from them if you choose to go that route. You have the digital or the physical route. Okay, and a yield for holding your gold in the Kinesis system because it doesn't cost you anything. And if you have, you can bring your gold here. So buy digital gold and silver instantly, and it's also easily liquidatable. And for you to convert it to either fiat or crypto, or hold it, mint it, spend it, send it in exchange, sell, or just sit there and then hold it. You can do so in the Kinesis platform. That's the Kinesis way. And of course, the fees are very minimal for you to participate. And yeah, so it's a very, 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 very elegant platform, very well designed, very well put together, very well managed. You get to see the people behind it. Actually, Kinesis actually set the standard for, as an example of what a vast ecosystem should be like, because via the blueprint who the people are, who they are as part of the ecosystem. The blueprint basically tells you who's behind it, and most of these people you can learn about them on LinkedIn. Most of them are on LinkedIn, from the CEO Thomas Coughlin. Um, if you have a LinkedIn account, if you can create one, if you don't have one, to see most of these people on LinkedIn. So there are people that are all going to be there, um, backing the ecosystem. And this is something you can feel proud to bring to your people, an ecosystem to take advantage once you're set and secure with the NFT platform. And of course, for people in the Kinesis ecosystem, for them to learn about as well uh, the cash flow of the NFT and the Miracle Cash and More ecosystem. And I intend to do more videos and that to basically even tie the two together even more, especially how they can take advantage of NFT ownership to further increase their digital to physical precious metal allocation for them to mint as well. So it's a mutual benefit for both ecosystems to learn about each other.